From mariachi bands to ancient temples, the wondrous and vibrant country of Estados Unidos Mexicanos is home to diverse people, land, and ways of being. Today, we are going to dive into the country's glorious past and beautiful present, while we explore the top 10 facts about Mexico. I'll see you after the globe! Number 1. Age of Empires. The pre-Hispanic history of Mexico is the story of numerous kingdoms and city-states with large and thriving economies, all vying for control of Central America. Although there were many empires, the ones with the most cultural and political reach were the Olmec, Maya, Teotihuacan, Toltec, and Aztec, and many modern Mexicans have ancestors from those ancient civilizations. If you find yourself in Mexico, make sure to visit places like Chichen Itza or Teotihuacan to learn about what life was like for some of the people who lived there before Mexico was Mexico. Number 2. Day of the Dead. Día de Muertos, often known as Día de los Muertos in places like the United States, is a colorful and playful celebration of those who have come before. Observed on November 1st and 2nd, Día de Muertos involves making elaborate altars or ofrendas, communing with your departed loved ones, and enjoying beautiful depictions of skulls and bones. Though some have thought the holiday is a mix of All Saints' Day from European-born Catholicism and ancient Aztec religious practices, it's now theorized that even the skulls have their roots in the European tradition of Danse Macabre, or Dance of Death, a Middle Ages practice to remind us all that death is universal and part of life. Even the ancestors can join in on this colorful holiday. Number 3. Free beaches. I'm sure you're aware that the country of Mexico has some of the most beautiful beaches and resorts in the world. But did you know that every inch of beach in Mexico is public? No matter if there's a fancy resort just off the sand or not. All beaches in the country are owned by the federal government and are open to everyone. Just for kicks, how much coastline is that? Including both west and east coasts, Mexico has 9,300 kilometers or almost 6,000 miles of coast. Pack your sunscreen, let's go! Number 4. Avocados from Mexico. One of the most famous exports from Mexico is the humble yet glorious avocado pear, or simply avocado. Mexico is the largest exporter of avocados in the world, producing 2.4 million metric tons of avocados every year, a number that's more than doubled in the last decade. Fully 80% of that total goes directly north to the United States, where avocado consumption in all its forms has increased sevenfold in the last 20 years. The average American now consumes 8 pounds worth of avocados from Mexico per year. Not to be outdone, Mexicans themselves consume more than 17 pounds of avocados per year. It makes sense. Avocados are so delicious. Number 5. A nation of Coca-Cola lovers. While you might have heard that Mexican Coke just tastes better, did you know that Mexicans love Coke more than every other country in the world? On average, each person drinks 163 liters or 43 gallons per year, and in some regions like Chiapas, consumption is even higher, with people drinking 2.2 liters or over half a gallon per day. The worldwide average is only 25 liters per year. That's about a third of a cup a day. Unfortunately, this high consumption comes with some health risks, leading Mexico to implement a tax of 1 peso per liter on all non-alcoholic drinks with added sugar, starting in January 2014. It has already been shown to help Mexicans curb their sweet tooth. Number 6. Distrito Federal. While it's quite nice to visit one of Mexico's gorgeous coastal getaways, you haven't experienced the real Mexico until you have been to the Federal District, Mexico City. The region around the capital is home to 22 million people and is the 5th largest metro area in the world, in addition to being the center of culture for both the country of Mexico and Latin America as a whole. The gross domestic product for Mexico City is a whopping $200 billion, which is almost 25% of the country's GDP and 10% of the GDP of all of Latin America. And all this with a climate much milder and more comfortable than some of the subtropical or desert regions of other parts of Mexico. The height of the central Mexican plateau gives Mexico City an altitude of 2,240 meters or 7,350 feet, which allows the capital to enjoy winters without snow and summers where it doesn't get too hot. Unfortunately though, it is sinking, which brings us to number 7. Mexico City is sinking. Around the year 1335, the Mexica of the Aztec Empire founded the city of Tenochtitlan by expanding a small island in the shallow Lake Texcoco. As the city grew, they reclaimed more and more land. But when the Spanish conquered the Aztecs and destroyed their city, the Europeans just drained the whole lake and Mexico City was born. Modern Ciudad de Mexico sources water from the spongy clay underneath the city, and the faster that clay dries up, the faster the whole place sinks. This phenomenon is called subsidence. On average, Mexico City is sinking about 12 centimeters or about 5 inches per year, and as much as 40 centimeters or 19 inches per year in the city's historic downtown. This means that it's sinking faster than the famously waterlogged city of Venice, which sinks at 2 millimeters or 1/16 of an inch per year. Number 8. Inventions from Mexico. You know we had to do a list of inventions from Mexico, and don't be surprised if there's a bit of food on here. Among Mexico's most famous inventions are color television, anti-graffiti paint, earthquake-resistant foundations, scorpion anti-venom, the automatic tortilla machine, tequila, chocolate, chewing gum, and most importantly, one of the finest foods in the entire world, tacos. Oh, tacos! Where would we be without you? Number 9. Dino devastation. Another historic part of Mexico can be found in the Gulf of Mexico near the Yucatan Peninsula. You know that asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs? That's actually where it landed. The asteroid hit the Earth 65 million years ago off the coast of Yucatan, creating both the massive Chicxulub crater and the only well-preserved crater rings on Earth. In fact, the asteroid also seems to have helped create the Yucatan's current viral tourist attraction, the famous Yucatan cenotes or sinkholes. These holes allowed ancient civilizations easy access to groundwater and now provide beautiful sights for tourists. And if you look on a map, the cenotes are arranged in a ring around the impact point of the asteroid. Now that's history. Number 10. The king of beer. If you live in the United States, this fact might not surprise you, but listen to this. Mexico is the largest exporter of beer in the entire world, and it's not even close. Mexico exports over $4.3 billion worth of beer every year, which is twice runner-up Netherlands' total of $2.1 billion. The country dominates the rest of the market, accounting for 28.4% of all exported beer. Why wouldn't this surprise an American? Because over 70% of beer brought into the United States comes from Mexico. Mexico is also the biggest importer in Australia, Chile, Guatemala, Argentina, and New Zealand. Cheers to that! And that's the list. We hope you enjoyed getting to know just a bit more about the beautiful and historic country of Mexico. Comment below to let us know what kinds of things you'd like to learn top 10 facts about next. And subscribe to our channel to make sure to get our newest videos. Thanks for watching!